Hey, happy day. Happy day, happy day. It's your bro, True Jew, tapping in with you as the host of the Voices On. Another day, another blessed day, another happy day. I sure do hope so. Yeah, y'all read the title, right? They mad you doing good. They mad you doing good. And I'm not talking about the type of mad that somebody get at you because of the material possessions you have. I'm not talking about that kind of mad. I'm not talking about the kind of mad where they see you doing good because of the amount of money you spending daily or the type of money you earning daily. I'm not talking about that kind of mad that you doing good. The type of mad that you doing good I'm talking about has to do everything with, regardless of your situation, regardless of what you're going through day to day, regardless of how rough times get for you, you still being a good person. And folks get very mad about that. I don't know if you noticed lately, but it's an increase in that kind of anger going on in the world today. And I know it can be frustrating when we do good, regardless of our situation, and we decide not to turn evil. We decide not to turn nasty. We decide not to turn bad. We decide not to go bad, right? And it can be difficult for us because we see others all around us perpetrating the fraud, continuing to remain in evil and wickedness, continuing to do things that aren't good. And they appear to be getting rewarded for that. They appear to be getting benefits for that. It seems to be that we live in a world where people can benefit more off of doing wickedness and nastiness than in a world where people get rewarded for doing good. That's what it seems oftentimes, and I know it can be frustrating. I know it can be frustrating. I do. But, you know, there are some things going on right now which, if you can just give yourself a moment, if you could just give yourself a moment to reflect on everything that you see and that you perceive to be good or perceive to be wicked, perceive to be righteous, perceive to be unrighteous, you can, like I always like to say, choose your side and you can stand strong on it. And it's good to stand on the side of good. It's good to stand on the side of righteousness, even if it don't feel like it's a benefit to it. You know, even if it don't feel like it's a benefit to it. The book of Galatians tells us in chapter 6, verse 9, that if we faint not, we'll eventually get our reward. Let me get that for you real quick. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, and let us not be weary in well doing. I know we see a lot going on right now, like I said, and it's all over the place. It truly is. It truly is. We're seeing big deals being pushed forward every day. We're seeing all sorts of people receiving all these benefits, acting like they can't see the wickedness and evil that's going on through the world. And all of these people who we see, obviously there's a plan, right? There's something going on for us to even be able to see them. There has to be something going on for us to even be able to identify these people, right? It's not just the people around us, because a lot of times the human psyche doesn't really trip too much. If you a grounded person, a lot of times the psyche doesn't trip off of those who are in close proximity to us when we know they're doing certain uncouth things to get what they want, right? A lot of times we just say, well, they're gonna get what they got coming to them, right? But then when it comes to those who are in the media, those who are entertained or who entertain people, those who be everywhere on the movie screen, in the magazines, in the tabloids, and they're constantly being talked about, those are the ones who it's hard to ignore. It's hard to not watch them if you find yourself on certain platforms, okay? If you find yourself dealing with social media, if you find yourself, especially if you use social media, for instance, for work, right? Let's say that you're an entrepreneur yourself and you have social media accounts solely for the purpose of promoting your brand or promoting your services. And you see all these other people, all these other corporations, all these other services who necessarily align up with that of the good. And you see them constantly being in front of you, even. And they might have a similar service to you, or they might have a service that's different from yours. But it seems like they're taking up the space. It seems like they're getting in favor over you in order to promote their business, in order to promote their brand. And it's kind of like, hey, what's going on? Why is this happening when I'm working so hard and I'm working so diligently to spread my brand? It could even be a case where you're paying money, the pay per click, you're paying money for ad space and promos. And your promos don't seem to be reaching as far as they're supposed to, even though you are setting the parameters for that promo a certain way. And it doesn't seem to be going out. In the meantime, other people's promos are going all out. Other companies' promos are going all out, and their services can be very wicked at times, very evil. And so you're like, what's going on with this? What's really going on? What's really good? But the Most High tells us not to be weary in well doing. Okay, don't be weary. Don't grow weary. Don't embody a weary spirit. You're doing what you know is right, and you're doing what you know is good. Okay, don't do it. Let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Everything has a time to it when we're in this realm. Everything has a season to it. Okay? You have to remember that when you plant a seed, the crop that you expect to grow from that seed is not going to grow overnight. Okay? The fruit that you expect to harvest from that seed is not going to grow overnight. And you have to keep that in mind. When you're doing what you're doing, you have to continue to plant. You have to continue to row. You have to continue to till away at the ground. You have to continue to work toward your eventual goal. And I think our ancestors and ancestresses were farmers. That was the key occupation. Primarily because at that time, you know, food production was if you don't till the ground, you don't eat. Now we have all sorts of food available to us in the form of processed food. We have a lot of cash crops available to us depending on the season. In the wintertime, in some areas, you could go into a Walmart or a Target and you could buy a watermelon and a pineapple. But it's wintertime. And back in the day, those fruits were very seasonal. You know, once they harvested, you had to keep them maybe in a cold cellar for a little while, and then you had to consume them or they would go bad. And those fruits still go bad today. It's just that they can be grown in warehouses now. They can be grown in places where you can do climate control, and they don't necessarily have to be grown outdoors. And so people in modern times kind of take food processing or food growing cultivation for granted, right? But the thing is, back in our ancestors and ancestresses' day, farming was more than just an activity. Farming was a way of life, and there were lessons that were taught through farming. That's why the majority of the scriptures always have to deal with tending to the land and livestock growing. And there's all sorts of metaphors and similes regarding sheep and goats, cattle, bulls, bullocks, oxen. There's all sorts of different analogies, fish, right? There are all sorts of analogies that are used in scriptures in pertinence to cultivating animals and livestock and crops. And that's because back in that time, we used those actions, we used that way of life as a mode to teach, as a mode to teach. And I think that we were living that way a lot longer than we were living in this modern time. I like to use the analogy a lot when you see that lion in the zoo and that lion's genetic ancestral memory wakes up and that lion begins to roar. That lion begins to crave after the zebra and the live meat, the oxen, and all of that stuff, right? Well, the lion is waking up to with genetic memory in itself. And that lion who's in that zoo, more than likely, I mean, modern times today, you might get a lion, a bloodline of lions that's been in the zoo now maybe since the 80s, 70s or the 80s, right? And the point is, that's what, 89, 18, about 40 years or so ago, right? But you think about it, the long term aspect of the idea, that lion has been wild in Africa way longer than it's been in the zoo. So even though it seems that it's been in the zoo all this time, the genetic memory in the blood of the lion is stronger than its captivity. So the lion is not domesticated. Okay? It will probably take 1,000 years for a lion to be domesticated or more, because the lion, for as long as it's been on Earth, has always been wild. Okay, it's always been wild, and to see a lion house cat domestication, it could take thousands of years. Those thousands of years are the other side of the spectrum, in a sense. You see what I'm saying? Where the lion has to be in captivity that long just to overtake how long it's been wild. And so I don't think we're ever going to see that. I don't think we'll ever see that as people. And so the lion begins to exhibit tendencies that, hey, it would in the wild. And it's the same way with us as a people. You know, when it comes to this modern time, everything that we're seeing over the course of the last 100 years or so, um, after the Great Depression, uh, these things, the baby boom era, the American dream, these things are fairly new. They're new compared to the human experience. And so, as people, we still have tendencies to want to farm. We still have tendencies to want to live off the land. We still have tendencies to want to cultivate, plant seed. We still have tendencies to want to grow, handle livestock, cattle, deer. I mean, not deer, but deer come along, the sheep, the goats, and all of these sorts of things. And we feel that. We feel that, right? We truly feel that. But everything has a season to it. And when you do good in the land, you're going to reap what goodness has for you. When you do evil in the land, you're going to reap evil. That is the consequence of doing that evil. And the Most High tells us also in the Word that He hates evil. He hates evildoers. And I know some people might try to say, oh, that's the Old Testament. And now Most High says, love your enemies and this and that. Love your enemies. But nah, the Most High tells us to love to do good. Okay? And to love the Most High means that you are adhering to the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High. So if the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High are the way that we show we love the Most High, the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High aren't evil. Okay? So the same way we're asked to love the Most High by doing the law, statutes, and commands, if we do not adhere to the law, statutes, and commands, we won't be showing that we love the Most High. And because the law, statutes, and commands are good and not grievous, if we don't do them, right, if we don't incorporate them into our daily walk, then we will be doing the antithesis of good, which is evil. And the opposite of love is hate. So if we don't love somebody, that means we hate them. It's okay today, it seems, to call somebody a player hater, right? You a player hater, bruh. Hating on me, bruh. That's something we say every day. Oh, bruh, they hating on you. They hating on you. They hating on you, right? Oh, he hating on you. She hating on you. Why they hating on you, sis? Right? They don't love you. They don't love you. Okay. And so this is something that we got to keep in mind as we move forward, because we're going to see an increase in wickedness. I remember, and I thank y'all for liking the video, the live stream. Thank y'all for joining me today. I hope y'all are doing well. If you notice, YouTube got a new feature right now where we can all go live at the same time. If y'all want to join the live stream, all you got to do is tap in with me. Let me see how it works. I think you can hit a button. I can say add guest. Let me see. I can send the invite. Okay, I can send the invite. and you can join. Now, I don't know what that looks like on your side. I got the live chat up. Okay. Let me uh let me put that down real quick. Okay, let me see. This is my second time doing this one, and we haven't had a guest on yet. Okay, so waiting for guests. So anybody could join the live stream and we can have discourse. So that's cool. I like that. I like that. Right now that keep me from having to do all that software and all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all can hear me well. But I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. I might have to check it out. Okay, family. Yeah, for sure. You don't gotta stay on long. You don't gotta stay on long. Just say what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Go someplace that you feel comfortable to communicate, and we'll speak on whatever the subject is. It's all good. It ain't no pressure at all. I just think it's a cool feature in case somebody want to add to the conversation. Okay, we all family here. You don't, you know, I ain't the type of YouTube person that gotta control the conversation. I just like to get on live and I like to do my part as a watchman for the Most High. Okay, as a man of Israel, I like to do my part. Um, the watchmen right now are seeing all sorts of things going on through the land. This is something that I saw and I noticed and I've been peeping it. If y'all saw that post I did in the community earlier, it had to deal with nefarious folks who identify themselves with the Illuminati, who I've recognized on a lower tier of that organization. And for years now, they've been trying to reach out to me. Okay. And I decided last night, I checked my email to deal with them from the standpoint of taking that screenshot and posting it up. They've been trying to get my attention for years now. And excuse me, this is the first time that I let it be known what they was up to. You don't got to worry about your brother True Jew. I'm not rocking with them at all. Okay, y'all don't got to worry about that. But they know that I represent a series of clients. We're talking about doing good, right? So they know that I represent a series of clients. And my whole goal when it comes to my audio and video distribution channel and platform is to make sure that independent artists all over the world have a voice. Okay. I rarely get on this channel and talk about that because this channel, True Jew, is particularly ultimately to help wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay. And to be a light unto the Gentiles. That's the main goal for this channel. Okay. Yeah, I released an album. I did release an album on this channel. Speaking Truth, the first album that I released on this channel. I shared another one of my albums. Um, I'm just saying on the channel as well. But I released Speaking Truth because of the time we're in. Um, and just wanting to get some more content on the channel that has to deal with the topic at hand and make sure that it's a new form of food. I want to make a new dish for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote that in 3 weeks. I wrote and recorded everything in 3 weeks, and then I released it on October 7th. Look, as soon as we start talking about good, here go the box. Here go the box. Okay? Here go the box in the comment section. So you see what we're up against daily, right? But I wanted to share that screenshot with y'all because I wanted y'all to see when I call myself doing good and I call myself helping my brothers and my sisters out, there's always somebody that wants to come along, whether it be one person, multiple people, a whole organization. They always try to discourage me. They always try to stop me from doing good. I look at it, and oftentimes that's all I do. I look at it, I peep it, and yesterday I declined. If you notice on that picture, that screenshot, it has a check mark and it has an X next to each person's name, right? Them same people. First, it started off with two of them people, and now I got to six people. Okay, so 6 different people are reaching out to me from the Illuminati, all right, from part of that organization, and they want me to essentially hand them my client base. That's what they want. They want access to the clients, to the independent artists who are not thinking about signing major record deals right now. Okay, this is very important. All my platform and all my service offers is actual distribution, worldwide distribution. Okay, so what I do is I make sure that your songs get on Spotify, Apple Music, okay, Boom Play, you got Pandora. Um, if you want to do the whole TikTok thing, if you want to do Facebook, okay, you know how you can do the shorts and everything, and your music be on there, all of that. And so these people have nefarious intent for not only myself but the artists that I represent through my company. They want access to these artists. Okay. Now, what they do with the artists once they get access to them, I haven't gotten that far. But I can tell you, based off of what I see, probably offer them all sorts of publishing. And I don't mean music publishing. I mean publication, like a publicist. Okay, they'll probably offer them channels into like Yahoo News and the big magazines, the music magazines, the XXLs, and all of those, the double XLs, you know, and the Vibes still exist, and all of those sorts of magazines where an artist can immediately be put out front. And so I do my best to protect the artists, and many of them they don't even know unless there's artists here that are following this particular channel and support this channel. But other than that, they don't know because I keep that from them. Okay? Because I know that the intent of these individuals is not good. They don't know that I'm also scripture, that I'm true Jew. And so because they don't know that I'm also Mr. Oringi, the owner of the company, they think they're dealing with Mr. Oringi only. And they think that Mr. Oringi is going to do anything strange for some change. They think Mr. Oringi wants to get a head up. They think Mr. Oringi wants to exploit the clients that Oringi World has been able to help out, right? And they don't know who they're dealing with in me, right? I see them. When they reach out to me, every time they do that, I have to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to rock with them or not. And of course, I'm not going to rock with them. Okay. So in the meantime, they'll flash all sorts of money and all sorts of trinkets in front of me. They'll flash all sorts of benefits for working with them. Like I told you, oh, we can publicize your work and your artists, and we could get them out in front of the mainstream. We have all the connections to the radio stations. We have all the connections to the online platforms that immediately boost your artists and your clientele up. All you got to do is rock with us, just work with us, right? We're not going that route. We're not doing that. Okay. And I know that it would be as easy as to make a decision, right? But that wouldn't be the good thing to do. That wouldn't be the good thing to do. Now, if I was a weaker man, I would look at that and I would say, oh, man, you know what? Man, I'm tired of being on the backside of things. Man, I'm tired of not being out front. I'm tired of this grind. And you mean to tell me you could just help me put my song out there and I could get my single popping like that? You mean to tell me all I got to do is work with you and I could get everything that I ever wanted? If I was a weaker man, I'd fall for it. But I'd eventually be selling my soul. And I would be putting all of the people who I've been representing over the years into that fire as well. Okay? And I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. So what I have to do is focus on the good. What I have to do is do my best to move past any frustrations when it looks like other artists are flying past us, when it looks like other artists are just starting yesterday, but then they get put up and catapulted in front of the world and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, man, how they do that? Well, a lot of people don't realize it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's what an individual is willing to do based off who they know that gets them in front of the world on the world stage. And this is something a lot of people don't realize. That's why today, when you listen to music, you like, man, that's not a lot of talent. Like, what is this garbage? Like, it's not even talent. Like, what is this? These people aren't writing and composing their own music. Okay, many of the artists Many of the artists that I represent in my company compose our own music, including myself. We write our own music. We're multi instrumentalists. Before we even started recording as recording artists, we were in band. We were in drumline. We had our own bands. We were playing guitar. We were playing saxophone, trumpet, flute. We were playing drums for the church. We were playing the keys. A lot of the artists that I represent are multi instrumentalists. Okay, so you have to recognize that the true talent is still on earth. The true talent still exists. The true talent is still here. A lot of the artists that I represent, they have their own studios, master and record themselves. Okay, everything is in house. Okay, they don't depend on engineers and people to do all this stuff for them. Truly independent artists, right? And so I say this because it can be frustrating. It can be very frustrating for artists day in and day out who are independent, who seek to add goodness to the world through their talent, who seek to add goodness to the world through their message. But the Most High tells us in due season we will reap if we faint not. So the idea is more so forget about ourselves for a moment, forget about ourselves, and continue to push through. You must push through, okay, and realize that there's a bigger and greater goal at stake. There's something more at stake. When we're fighting wickedness, that fight, that battle comes in many forms. Now, this is not just about music creation. I just wanted to use this because I was like, you know what? This would be something great to talk about because the Illuminati, comes in many forms and deals with all aspects of society, not just music. It just so happens that music is a great medium and vehicle for them to promote their cause. And their cause is turning people from the Most High. Okay, you got to remember, Illuminati means enlightened one, but it's like the Force in Star Wars. Someone in the Illuminati can either use their enlightenment for good or for evil, just like the Force in Star Wars is used for bad or for good, right? And it's the same way with the Illuminati. When you position yourself to understand the inner workings of how things actually go down in the world and how they operate, you can exploit individuals, control individuals nefariously, you can hurt individuals, or you can help liberate, free individuals. And so, one of the things about the Watchmen of the Most High is that we've been given insight into the inner workings of this world. And we have decided and chosen what side of the fence we want to rock with. We decided what force we want to align ourselves with. And so we decide to align ourselves with that of the Most High. Now, in doing so, we are able to see afar out. Our job not to keep this within us, not to keep the knowledge of that within us. As a matter of fact, it's our job to cry loud. Now, y'all know that's one of my favorite scriptures. Cry loud and spare not. Lift up your voice as a trumpet, right? Y'all know that's one of my favorite verses. That's Isaiah chapter 58. But the Most High tells us in Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 1, righteous art thou, O Most High, when I plead with thee. Let me walk with thee of thy judgments. Excuse me. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore doeth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? Go on to read, thou hast planted them, yeah. They have taken root. They grow, yeah, they bring forth fruit. Near in their mouth and far from their reigns. Thou, O Most High, knowest me. Thou hast seen me and tried my heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter and prepare them for the day of slaughter. The reins are talking about the heart space of man. Okay? When folks get up there at the award show and they say, first, I'd like to give thanks to God for this award, right? They get up there talking about, first, I'd like to give thanks for God. But the song they got the reward for is twerker, 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 shake your booty, and all that kind of stuff. Kill, 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 steal, 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 rob, rob, rob. And the song that they just got rewarded for It's a treacherous song, right? Treacherous. The song they just got rewarded for is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Got up there and said, first, I'd like to give honor reward, right? And it's like, wait a second. They mouth is saying one thing, but their heart is saying a whole nother thing. Actions are saying something else. Well, in that scripture from Jeremiah chapter 12, we're talking about the ways of the wicked. And the Most High has a relationship with you as one who seeks to do the will of the Most High, one who seeks to do good. And it can be very cumbersome and very frustrating to see the wicked apparently being prosperous in their ways, right? But the Most High has to do this because what we're seeing right now is choices. We're seeing the choices of men and women every single day, right there in front of our faces. And we have choices to make as well. Everyone who makes choices today is going to be rewarded according to the choices that they make. All right. And we know that sheep for the slaughter, sheep being led to the slaughter, are being cold, being removed. Excuse me. We want to seek everlasting life. But our goodness is not even based off of that alone. See, when someone wants to do good, they do good because it's for goodness sake. Those who do good because it's innately inside of them, regardless of the reward. And that's why I was saying folks are going to hate you. Because the folks who are doing wickedness, they do wickedness for the eventual reward that they can get. These folks who are aligning with the Illuminati, these folks who are doing all of this nastiness on film, these folks who are doing all this nastiness in the land, they're doing this because they feel like they can get away with it and be rewarded for it. And oftentimes on the surface, they are rewarded for it. And I hope y'all can hear me okay. They are rewarded for it. But those rewards are short lived. They're short lived in Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. The Most High tells us that there is no peace, saith the Most High, unto the wicked. Okay? There is no peace. A lot of these people participate in these nasty and wicked acts. They appear to be having fun, right? They appear to be enjoying their yachts, like my grandfather would say. They appear to be enjoying their frivolous moments. They appear to be enjoying their 15 minutes of fame. But in reality, they cannot even look at themselves in the mirror once they're done with what they're doing. They hate who they become. They have difficulty sleeping at night. They have difficulties walking through the day with a peaceful heart because they know deep down in their soul that they're going to receive ultimate reward for that wickedness and that nastiness and that evil that they do daily. Yeah, they make it look good. They make it look like it's something to attain. They make it look like it's something that they're having an okay time with. But in reality, they're suffering daily for the decisions that they make and selling their souls. I think as we move forward, something was placed on my heart to this whole Elon Musk Twitter thing. And I don't know if y'all are familiar. Let me go to Ezekiel chapter 33. And of course, y'all can rock with me on this. I'm about to go to Ezekiel chapter 33. I don't know if y'all familiar with this one movie called Kingsman. I've spoken about it before. It stars Samuel L. Jackson. And Sam Jackson, he basically plays like this character that's a mix between Bill Gates, Russell Simmons, and Elon Musk all in one. And Hollywood does that oftentimes. Hollywood does that often in order to throw us off from the scent of what inspires their works when they put something in front of us. Okay. But oftentimes we're so inoculated with the entertainment itself that we don't see where inspirations come from and how real a lot of these things that they present to us on screen are. And so in the Kingsmen, there's multiple scenes where Samuel L. Jackson's character whole MO is to create a device that will remove the Earth's population while giving space for the so-called elite to thrive more on the Earth without all of the goyim on the Earth, right? Without all of the world's population that they can't really control on the Earth, right? So he creates this chip, and this chip is ultrasonic, and it goes inside of these cell phones. And these cell phones are something that he offers the world for free. He's the world's richest man or something, right? So he has all this money, and he's using his money to create these chips and these phones that he's offering the world for free. And inside of these phones lies the chip. And he can control the phone by pressing a button that's like in a briefcase, a simple button. And the button activates the chip. And once the chip is activated, it blows the individual's head up who's listening to the phone. It causes them to go into zombie mode, right? And people begin to kill each other. And there's all sorts of crazy energy that takes place once that chip is activated. And so, what I'm seeing and what was placed on my heart, and this has everything to do with wicked people who appear to be good on the surface, right? I saw a picture on Halloween uh, about Elon Musk. And Elon Musk had this costume on. His costume was like this armor. It looked like something you see on, like, I don't know if y'all remember that game Super Meteoroid. What's that game? That Nintendo game? Was it Meteoroid? I forget exactly. But it was an armor he had on. It was some armor. And the armor that he had on, it had the Baphomet on front of it. Like, imagine a Superman type armor, right? And on the chest, instead of a big S, it was a Baphomet. Woo! It was a Baphomet. And he was wearing it, had a cape and everything on it. So he was showing his allegiance into who he serves, right? And we've been seeing that he was allegedly forced to purchase Twitter, right? Before Twitter, some years ago, he rolled out new technology called Neuralink. And I know he has a Neuralink inside of his head. Okay, he has a Neuralink in his head. He's already using it. I think his wives or his baby mamas are using it. And I wouldn't be surprised if all of his children have it as well. He's partnered up with Lil Uzi Vert, one of these new little rappers out here. The little rapper who put the diamond in his head. I don't know if y'all heard about him. The diamond was allegedly $25 million or something. He put the diamond in his head, straight wickedness, right there in the front of his head. And he had it surgically implanted into his forehead. Well, that same rapper has partnered with Elon Musk, and I'm sure that he also said that he was going to be using the Neuralink, and I'm sure by now the reason we haven't heard from him lately is because he has the Neuralink in his brain too. So what does this have to do with Twitter and Kingsman? Well, this was placed on my heart this rising, and I believe that Elon Musk is going to partner up, or he's going to collaborate Twitter with the Neuralink. Okay, and in a few years, maybe in a year or so, I think sometime around 2024, we're going to we're going to see Elon Musk marketing the Neuralink. One of the key factors of the Neuralink is going to be immediate posts on Twitter. He's going to say an individual will immediately be able to post whatever they want to on Twitter based off of just thinking about it. Okay, because the Neuralink goes inside of the head. Okay, under the scalp. I believe they have to crack the skull and they have to implant the Neuralink right there on a certain sector of the brain. And then they close the skull up and then the skull grows the hair back over it, and then Neuralink is then planted inside of an individual, and then they do updates yearly or monthly or however it is. As many updates as I've seen on certain social media, on certain applications, ain't no way I would get no Neuralink in my head. Ain't no way I would allow that to happen. Can you imagine a device in your brain that you don't control, that someone else controls? And as soon as you disagree with or go against the grain with that device in your brain, lights out. And they're going to market this to the youth. They're going to market it to my generation and under. And they expect the youth to use this device due to streamlining of being able to do multiple posts at once, streamlining of social media, because we live in a microwave society, right? Now, today, just posting is too much. Just typing a post is too much. People wish they could just speak the post and it happens. People wish they could just think about a post and it posts up on social media. Oh, it's just too much to have to type now. So Elon Musk is leveraging all of that energy into this device as well. But we know that that's the mark of the beast. Okay, we know that that's the mark of the beast, along with the RFID chip. Now, when I was a little boy, I find this interesting. I got my first Bible when I was like 4 years old, and I tell this story. I tell it often. But when I got my Bible, I immediately went to the back of the book, thinking it was like a normal nursery rhyme, a normal fairy tale, right? So I went to the back of the book, and I ended up in Revelation, and I ended up in two separate parts of Revelation. One section was talking about the moon turning to blood and the sun darkening. And the other part that I went to was the mark of the beast. And I remember being able to see what that might look like. And for some reason, and I'm just saying for some reason, in air quotes, I felt like those things would take place in my time. I felt like those things would take place in my lifetime. Okay? The mark of the beast, weather changing, moon turning to blood, dying all over the place, not being able to buy and sell based off of having this mark of the beast or not. And I remember it very well. My first experience with those statements in the scriptures. Then I remember one day I was like 11 or 12 years old. This was in the 90s. So let's see. If I was 11, that would have been 96. So I want to say 95, 95, 96, 10, 11 years old. I remember reading a newspaper, our local newspaper, and I remember something called a RFID being introduced. And the RFID chip was originally, I don't know if y'all remember this, it was originally introduced as a way to do away with dog tag on your animal, on your pet. You know, back in the day, if you had a pet, you put a dog collar on it, and then you take this little metal piece of metal, have the information, your information on it, your phone number, it'll have your dog's name on it, and it might even have your address on it. Most people just put their number and their name on it and then the dog's name. So if your dog ran away, somebody could pull the dog to the side, see its collar, and then call you and say, "Hey, sir, we have your dog. Hey, ma'am, we have your dog. We found your dog." And it was for the dog catcher and the Humane Society. But then somebody got smart and they said, "You know what? Let's let's introduce this RFID chip, which is about the size of a grain of rice." Okay, that's how they marketed it. Oh, it's so small, your animal will never feel it. And we just put it in the scruff of its coat and we give it a little shot. The dog doesn't feel it at all. It's harmless. And now we can track your dog wherever it goes. And if we find your dog, all we got to do is run our sensor over it, and then we can identify the information that the dog's RFID chip has in it and then we could contact you. That's how they marketed the RFID chip. And I remember seeing this as a little boy, and the very first thing that I thought about, this is the wisdom of the Most High. The very first thing I thought about was the mark of the beast. That was the very first thing I thought about. And I said, oh no, they're gonna try to put this into humans. No. And I was like, no, Mom, we can't get that for the dogs. Don't do that. We can't get it for the dogs because all they're doing for the dogs is testing it out. They're making it seem as though that this is going to help the animal, but in reality, they're just testing it out on the animal. And we know that there are millions and millions of dogs, and there's no nation on the face of the earth that the U.S. who loves their dogs as much as we do, right? So test this out and roll this out on the dog, and the dog is going to be the guinea pig. But eventually, they're going to use it on humans. Now, fast forward to 2015. 2015 comes along, and Google gets up there. 2014, 2015, Google gets up there, and they start rolling out the RFID chip. Now, this is crazy. You could go on YouTube, unless they scrubbed it. You could go on YouTube, and you can see RFID chip implantation. They were giving the RFID chip out for free in California to anybody who wanted it. They had workshops outside, outdoor workshops, people coming up, going to a desk. The people who were giving the shots were tattoo artists, not even medical doctors. Tattoo artists and people who weren't squeamish were actually administering the shot. The needle was about maybe not a quarter of an inch, but maybe about 4/8 of an inch or so. It was a huge needle. Okay, the needle tip was big enough for that RFID chip to pass through it. They would put it right here, right here, into the meaty part of a person's hand, and they shoot it in, and then remove the needle, cover it up, and then after a few days, that hole would be healed up, and the person would have the chip inside of their hand. Okay. Now, I saw this in 2014, 2015. Then Google wrote out a tattoo as well that can be placed onto the wrist. Amazon has a mark right now as well, where an individual can go into Amazon ran grocery stores and wave their hand in front of the device to be let into the store to do shopping, and then wave it on checkout to be charged. Why they hate so hard? What's up, family? I hope all is well on the home front, my G. So yeah, they hate so hard, bruh, because they are on the side of wicked. Okay? And I know that it can get difficult at times to deal with. Ezekiel chapter 30, what do I want? Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 11 tells us, let me go to verse 12. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 12. Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people, the righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. Okay? That means don't be no hypocrite. Don't be no hypocrite. Don't think that just because you're doing one thing and it's a surface level thing, it goes back into serving the Most High with word and not action. Just like those people who get in front of the stage and they get their Grammy Award for the most ratchetest song ever in life, but then they say, I want to give honor to God. I trade Forex and killing all these currencies ready for the one world GOB. Yeah, I'll touch on that in a moment. The righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby in the day that he turneth from his wickedness. Neither shall the righteous be able to live for his righteousness in the day that he sinneth. When I shall say to the righteous, that he shall surely live, If he trusts in his own righteousness and commit iniquity, let me say that again. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live, if he trust to his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousness shall not be remembered. But for his iniquity that he hath committed, he shall die for it. Again, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, if he turn from his sin and do that which is lawful and right, if the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, walk in the statutes of life, without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die. None of his sins that he hath committed shall be mentioned unto him. He hath done that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live. Yet the children of thy people say, the way of the Most High is not equal. But as for them, their way is not equal. Okay? Then it goes on to say, when the righteous turneth from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, he shall even die thereby. Remember, I did the lesson on what sin versus iniquity. Okay? Iniquity is the purposeful committing of sin. Okay? So when the righteous purposefully commit sin, that's iniquity. And that's a problem in the Most High's eye, because as a righteous man and woman, you're supposed to know to do better. Okay? When the wicked puts off his wicked way and turns back to the Most High to what? Walk in the statutes of life, that those are the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High, and not do wicked no more, then the wicked has an opportunity to be saved and to live. Okay? But, bro, D. Warner, what you said, ready for the One World GOV, there was actually an article that was just recently released talking about a 12-week program that the World Bank's going to basically execute in the form of the digital currency. Okay, so there's going to be a 12-week experiment that takes place, and the world's largest banks. Okay, who's all doing it? I think the World Bank is doing it. Wells Fargo is doing it. Another bank is also doing it. And y'all can look for the article yourself. But they plan on rolling out a 12-week experiment with the digital dollar. Okay? And this digital dollar, I don't think is going to be backed by anything tangible. Okay? You're talking about Forex. And if I'm correct, Forex is foreign currency exchange, right? And with Forex, people make money based off of placing certain forms of or purchasing certain currencies, right? And then that currency either rises in value or lowers in value, and you're able to trade currency based off of the market, right? Is that a nutshell version of what Forex is? So right now, they're creating the digital dollar, or they're going to roll it out. It's already created. They're going to roll it out in the form of a, okay, cool. Thank you. They're going to roll it out in the form of a 12-week experimental program, and they plan on doing away with the tangible dollar, okay, with the hard dollar bill, okay? And the reason they want to do away with the dollar bill and convert everything to digital is to get ready for the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is going to make it where no man can buy or sell unless they have the mark, because the mark is going to be intrinsically tied into the digital currency, because they're doing away with paper money, okay? And all of these corporations, from the top to the bottom, are going to roll these systems out. They're going to roll these systems out to the point where your Safeways, your grocery outlets, your cash and saves, whatever the name of your local grocery store is, one day you're gonna walk in there and you could have $1,000. You could have a whole rack in your pocket, and they're not gonna take that money from you. They're not going to allow you to spend the paper dollar with them. And they're not even going to allow you to use your ATM card. They're not going to allow you to use your debit card. They're not going to allow you to use your credit card. You're going to literally have to have that mark of the beast. And family, that's the main reason I moved my family from the Bay Area to the country. Because I know that as long as we growing to self-sustainability, and we live off the land, the chances of us taking the mark of the beast, I'm not taking it at all. My family not taking it at all. But that doesn't mean that just because we live off the land, we won't have difficult times. That's not what that means at all. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be ready for hard times, but we also have to position ourselves to be able to overcome those hard times to the best of our ability. Okay, and that's what living off the land provides. Living off the land gives you an opportunity to to establish systems of self-sustainability, okay, that will then allow you to deal with the mark of the beast without having to deal with it. Okay, let me say that a different way. You won't have to take the mark of the beast because you have your own food. You have your own chicken. You have your own greens. You have your own vegetables. You have your own fruits on your land. Okay. And if you have your own fruits, you have your own sheep, your own goats, you have your own cows. You can get your milk that you need, get your corn meal that you need. If you're growing wheat, you can get your own grain. I am late. I have a coworker making my life miserable, playing with my livelihood. Hey, family, you right on time. You right on time. It's a blessing to have you with us today. And like I said, I know that real cause of what they did to the Mormons. What did they do to the Mormons, family? Hey, listen, we have a new feature on YouTube right now, where if y'all want to join the live stream, you can join the live stream and you can speak with me. Okay, I don't know if y'all knew that, but y'all can join in the live stream. If you got something you would like to say and make your point clear, so that the family can hear you, come on and join the live stream. Even if it's just for a couple moments, you can join the live stream. You don't got to stay on long. Just say your piece, and then we'll speak on it. But you can join the live stream, all right? So I just want y'all to know that I'm inviting y'all to join the live stream with me. Go someplace comfortable and just, hit the button and I can bring you on. Okay? But this is the point, y'all. We have to be able to grow into self-sustainability. And I'm saying this, and I'm gonna be saying it more and more. Because listen, when I say I love y'all to life, that's exactly what I mean. Okay? You notice I don't say I love you to death. Oh, I love you to death. Oh, I just love you to death. No, 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 family. I love you to life. And life is supposed to be abundant for us. We're supposed to be able to live in this experience and really get the most out of it. Now, the issue is we have those who are wicked hearted and wicked minded who don't want to see us live to the best of our potential and want to control our potential. Like our family said, there's a coworker making life miserable, playing with, I believe it's her livelihood. And that's never good. That's never good. Because when we're at work working a 9 to 5 in order to provide for our families first and foremost. A lot of us go to work, we not friends with nobody at that job. We go, we get up early in the morning, we clock in, we handle our objectives for the day, and all we want to do is clock out and collect our paycheck. That's it. We're not there to make friends with nobody. We're not there to be rubbing shoulders and having fun with nobody. We there because that's what we have to do in order to put food on our table. How to deal with people who are attacking the righteous, especially when you have no one. I am praying, and it seems like the more I pray, the more I'm getting hit up. It's taking a toll on me. Listen, sister, you have someone. You have someone. Everybody here is family. And I know it seems hard, but let me read this for you Galatians. Let me go to the book of Galatians again, real quick, because I want you to not get weary. Okay? Don't grow weary. Don't grow weary. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Hold on, my hands is getting colder and colder, y'all. Woo-hoo. Woo. It's hard for me to flip through these pages. No cap. Y'all hold on real quick. The pages is even cold. Okay. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 reads, and let us not be weary in well doing. In due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Thank you so much. And God bless you as well. See, this is the thing. You know your heart, right? And the Most High knows your heart. Okay? You know that you're not there to do anything nefarious. You're not there at work to harm anybody or to hurt anybody. You have an objective that drives you daily. You have an objective that motivates you daily. I believe the other day you spoke about your daughter, and very briefly. And our children are one of our greatest motivations in life. Our children. Our children. The fact that we had enough love on our heart to want to bring forth life and then to tend and cultivate that life to the best of our ability so that the generations that come from us would have an opportunity to live to the best of their ability and have a shot, a winning shot at life, right? So I know me personally, whenever I was all the crops still grown for the community. I'll get to that in a moment. Whenever I was at a place where I knew I had to work at a 9 to 5, I always thought about the objective at hand, not for the company, but for myself. And while I was working, especially if I was dealing with coworkers who were trying to make my life miserable, managers, floor managers, who was always hawking, standing behind a pillar in the middle of the warehouse, just watching me so they could write me up or something like that. I always had to deal with that. And in dealing with that, I prayed constantly that the Most High would give me the strength to endure. Okay. And this is the thing. This is the thing. The Most High gives his strongest battles to his strongest warriors, okay? And when you remember that you're a child of the Most High, there's always going to be attacks from the wicked ones and attacks from people who don't even realize they're wicked, but who are giving their vessels over to wickedness, okay? Think of yourself as Neo in the Matrix. Every day you clock into work, you're clocking into the Matrix. Just rock with the analogy real quick. Every day you clock into work, you're clocking into the matrix, but you're the one. You're a chosen one. And so being a chosen one, it means that once you clock into that matrix, there are others who are not aware of what you're going through. Yes, I go into the bathroom, cry, pray, put cold water on my face, ask for help, and keep it moving. I worked really hard to get in. All praises to the Most High. See, this is why we're called to pray without ceasing in this day. I'm so happy that you at least take a moment to yourself. You excuse yourself. You go into the bathroom. You shake off that attack and you pray for protection. And I'm going to keep you in my prayers, family. I'm going to keep you in my prayers. Um, I know you have your handle here, but feel free to email me, family. So you can email me your actual name so I can pray for you using your actual name. Okay? Because I know right now, hello, my name is, but send me your actual name, family, so I can pray for you, okay? Using your name. And you're like Neo in the Matrix, or Trinity, or Morpheus, or anybody that's in Zion who has to tap into the Matrix daily, right? Those people who are attacking you, they have nastiness and ill intent on their heart. They don't care about your value. They don't care about your spiritual acumen. They don't care about your spiritual awareness. They just want to beat you down and they want to tear you down mentally. And they actually, in situations like that, you have to really, really take your time and be patient because they might be trying to move you and trick you out of position. Okay. We're living in a time right now where we need as much as we can get before they pull the plug and institute the mark of the beast. We need to be able to plan to the best of our ability, stock up, save to the best of our ability. And if you are tricked out of your position and you lose your job, we live in such a competitive time right now where people need work that I'm not going to say what the Most High will or won't do, but it might be very difficult for you to find another job. If they offered me the position in 2020, if I didn't take the you know what, my name is Tisa. Oh, you're very welcome, Sister Artisa. Thank you. Appreciate your prayers. I turned the job down. They offered it to me again. Yes. All praises to the Most High. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Right now, it sounds like you have a job and employment opportunity where you don't have to take that shot, where you don't have to take the vaccine. Okay? If you step away from that job due to the pressures, there's somebody else who is looking for your position right now. And the person who's pushing you accepted my exemption. So I feel like God gave it to me. Now this chick. All right, check it. That chick might have a cousin who wants to work, or a sister or a brother who wants to work at that job, but it ain't no more openings, right? As soon as you leave the job, there's an opening that's available. And that person's family can now work at that job because that person is similar to you who don't want to work no place where they got to take the vaccination. That person is similar to you where they're looking for a job that will accept their exemption. There aren't too many jobs who are willing to allow their employees not to take the vaccination. So check this. If you walk away from that job, now there's an opening for another person. Okay? And you need the job. In the meanwhile, you're going to be looking for another job, and every single position that you seek after, they're going to be telling you to take the vaccine. They're going to be telling you you can't work here unless you take the vaccination. And then you're going to be regretting, why did I leave my job? Why did I leave the job I had? Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have did that. Oh no. Let me go to Psalm chapter 5 real quick before it gets too dark on this side. Y'all hold on with me. Bro, D Warner, I got you, family. Psalm chapter 5, verses 4 through 6. Thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Hatest all workers of iniquity. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Most High will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. Okay? But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear will I worship toward thy holy temple. Okay? And that's toward the east, right? Lead me, O Most High, in thy righteousness, because of my enemies. Make thy way straight before my face, for there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Okay? Destroy them, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Most High, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. I need you to, Sister Tisa, it gives me joy to help people. But I've been thinking, is this for me? Because my supervisor thinks her word is the gospel. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar. All right? Sister Artisa, listen to this. She is a woman of God. Okay, well, read Psalm chapter 5. Please read Psalm chapter 5. And let that be your prayer for a moment. Let Psalm chapter 5 be your prayer for a moment. Say that from the first person and feel each word. Feel each and every word. Okay? Don't just read it as if it's just words. Read it as if they're your words. You're very welcome. As if it's your words. Bruh, all the crops they were growing for their community, the government considered it a business and said they don't have a license to grow, so they took it all. Oh, that's straight wickedness, brother. That is evil if I've ever heard it. And you're welcome, Queen Sister. That is wicked. That is totally wicked. That is straight wickedness. And that's what I'm saying. Right now, the government is going to do anything that they can. You have Agenda 21, where part of Agenda 21, they've written in that the government can commandeer land if they find it suitable for their own nefarious intentions. They're going to be rolling out more and more laws based off what you shared with me in the Mormons. And I've also heard something similar with the I was going to say the Pilgrims, the Amish. The Amish are going through a similar thing right now, where their traditions are being challenged by the government. Things that they've been doing for so long. Yes, thank you, family. I'm just going to say that. They want to control the food supply. God only knows that they plan to feed the people. Yes. And so this is the problem that we face even in rural areas. Okay? But we have to continue to trust in the Most High. And this is what I'm so happy about. You know, when we read Psalm chapter 5, verse 11, but let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. See, the Most High is going to defend all his children, period. But the point is, while we still have this opportunity to receive the grace and mercy of the Most High, we have to turn from our ways that are wicked as a people. You see, we don't just get the benefits of the Most High's blessings by staying in sin, okay? We really have to truly turn from wickedness. We have to turn from our from wicked ways, okay? Let me see. We have to turn from the ways of the wicked, y'all. And our people have a big issue with that. Okay, our people truly have a big issue with that, and unfortunately, many of us are going to pay the price because of it. But we have an opportunity right now to change our hearts and our minds. We have an opportunity, we truly do. And in that opportunity, let's take full advantage of it. You know, one thing I learned moving my family from the Bay to this land is that it didn't happen overnight. Like it wasn't something like I think a lot of us like to think we can just hop on the freeway, pack up everything, and just go to the rural area someplace and hide out. But what I learned is that even California, it wasn't during a holiday. I mean, it was spring break for the children, but it was like I am guilty. All right, well, I got something for you, sister. Oh, wine is okay. Wine is okay. You just don't want to be a wine bibber. You just don't want to be a glutton for wine. You don't want to be a drunk. But wine in moderation is okay. Wine in moderation is okay unless you're taking the vows of the Nazarite. Unless you're taking a Nazarite vow, then you won't eat any grapes. You won't drink anything that has to do with grapes or wine. Um, and so that's a different sect of our people. But as far as drinking wine is concerned, you want to drink in moderation, and you just want to make sure that your spirit doesn't deal with the nasty devices of being too drunk. Okay, because once individuals are drunk, that makes way for the enemy to come through And, at that point, things happen where it's like, oh, I don't remember what I did. Oh, did I do this? Did I do that? So you don't want to be drunk, but you want to be able to, if you have to drink, you want to drink in moderation. Now, in this season of my life, I don't smoke the herb. I don't drink at all at this season of my life. Um, and my reason for that is primarily due to what I see in the land right now going on. And I want to be at my full faculties. And there's so much work on the land. I'll never take that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, because at that time you have to lock up your hair, continue to let your hair grow out. There's a few things that deal with the Nazarite vow. Okay, but I personally don't drink or smoke the herbs right now because the land requires so much of me, and there's so much requiring of me to do this work right now as a watchman. There's just so much work, and I don't want to be with a lazy spirit. I don't want to be guessing myself. I don't want to be getting drunk or being inebriated to the point where I focus more on the drink itself versus doing the work I have to do in this very crucial time. Um, Drinking and going outside in the heat, dealing with the crops. It's a lot of work. Right now as the season has winded down and we've harvested, and it's colder, well, there's still work to be done, you know. And so I think the more that we move into the land, people will see the viability of putting certain vices down and doing our best to just, you know, focus on our objectives, our daily objectives, right? But for those of us who need the break, those of us who are going to the 9 to 5 daily, those of us who are dealing with people who have nefarious intent for us, and you know, we going crazy, so called. Well, the Most High gave us the wine. We can kind of kick back, relax for a moment, and gather ourselves. But like we said, it's in moderation. But also, where you said you were guilty, confess your faults one to another, and pray one for another, that you may be healed. Effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much, or a righteous woman. Yes, yes. Drinking a glass alone, to you the devil is a liar. I'm seeking wisdom on a regular. Yes, yes. Seek wisdom on a regular. That's right. That's right. Study. That's right. Study to show thyself approved. Now, what I just read was from James chapter 5, verse 16. Again, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that you may be healed. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So, and I'm looking at a fire right now, y'all, in the distance. Y'all might be able to see it. Let me show y'all something. Let me flip it. Let me flip it. Y'all see that? This is what I've been looking at since I've been here on live. Y'all see that? I don't know what they're burning down. I don't know where that fire is coming from. But this is the second day that there's been a fire in the distance, and I think they might be doing a controlled burn. You see that fire? You see the smoke? Whatever it is, it's a dirty smoke right now. When the smoke is dirty, that means whatever's burning is still burning. After this live stream, I might go down there and see what's actually happening. This is the second day I've seen that, and I don't know why they would be burning anything when we are about to enter into wintertime, and the livestock needs as much of the cattle as much as the grass and hay as possible. So I don't really understand that. Um, so after this live stream, I might go down there to check. Um, that's like one of our nearest neighbors out here. So I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna see what's going on. I might go down there because I don't know where that fire is coming from. I really don't, but it's getting big. So listen, y'all. The whole point of this particular live stream is to remember to do good, regardless of your situation. Okay? People are going to laugh at you. People are hating you because you're doing good. And I'm not talking about the type of good where you got your job, where you got your money flowing. I'm not talking about the type of good where you're stunting, you got all your material desires. I'm talking about you doing good regardless of your situation. You doing good regardless of how people are treating you. You doing good regardless of your material possessions. You doing good because goodness is the right thing to do. I'm talking about good from the verb, not good as the adjective, good as a verb. And verbs are action words, meaning that you're literally doing good. You are being a light in this world overrun by wickedness. Okay? You are doing good. When people are doing you wrong and people are doing you wicked, you decide not to do wicked back to them. You're deciding to remain in your goodness, and you're allowing the Most High to take vengeance over those who would seek to harm you, seek to hurt you. You allowing the Most High to protect you and defend you. You allowing the Most High to punish those who are seeking to harm you. Not only that, you are still doing good and not allowing your heart to turn cold. You're not allowing your mind to be bitter. You're moving forward with goodness on your heart. You're not being shut down to goodness. Okay? People hate that about you. People hate that no matter how sick they treat you, you're not responding to them in the way that they would expect you to respond to them. They expect you to fight fire with fire. And every time someone fires you up, you're responding to them with the coolness of water. You're keeping your head cool. You're keeping your mind cool. You're going into the bathroom to pray. You're going into the bathroom to seek the face of the Most High. You're going to your silent spot, your quiet spot. You're going out to your vehicle. You're sitting down in the car for a few minutes. You're gathering yourself. You're not allowing people to destroy you. You're not allowing the moment at hand to destroy you. You're going to your prayer closet. You're doing whatever you can to recharge and fight the good fight. Because that's what it's all about. When you decide what side of the fence you're actually on, it's only a fence and it's two sides to it. Those of us who are riding the fence are always going to get took out first. You have to decide what side you are on and stand on it with all your might. If you're going to stand on the side of wickedness, you better stand on it. Stand on it if that's what you're going to do. If that's what you're going to do. If that's who you choose to be, then that's just what it's going to be. I hope and pray that you choose the side of righteousness. And I hope and pray that you choose the side of good. Because when you choose the side of good, you have a reward that might be long coming. It might not come when you want it to, but that reward for choosing the side of good is going to last into eternity. It's going to last. It's going to be something that you can truly appreciate, and it's not going to be taken and stripped from you. But when you get rewarded for the side of wickedness, those immediate rewards, those immediate blessings that appear to be blessings, actually turn out to be cursings. Okay? And you want to make sure that you're on the side of righteousness, okay? Because that wicked side, yeah, they might have everything they think they want right now. They might have everything that they think they want, but it's not going to last long at all. So look, Shalom to the family. Shalom to the family. I actually learned the power in keeping a cool head. It's spiritual, as I'm the baptism of the head in African spirituality. That's where the phrase of keeping a cool head versus being hot headed. Oh, yes, you're correct. So we're talking about Yoruba. Like, for instance, Yoruba, we say what? Ori mi, right? Ori mi. Ori is the head, right? And we're not just talking about the physical head, right? We talk about the Yoruba pantheon of spirituality. We're talking about ordering me, my cool head. And we want to keep a cool order, a cool consciousness, right? We don't want to be disturbed because when we are frazzled, it's difficult to think. Okay, cool, cool. I share. So it's different. One of the reasons that we have to keep a cool head and we have to do our best is because keeping a cool head helps us think through problems and helps us find solutions. When we're frazzled in our mind, when we're frazzled and don't know what to do and how to think, then we end up being more in trouble. We end up allowing ourselves to get put deeper into a pit of pain and torment that we didn't have to be in. We want to be solution-based people. And I know, I've said this many times, how our women can be quick to be more emotionally based. Ah, ah, especially when they're confronted with certain issues. But it's important to think from a logistical standpoint as well. Okay, and that's a womanly trait, and it's okay. It's okay to have that trait. I know, I know. Shabbat Shalom. All praises to the Most High. I know. Oh, you a Scorpio. Okay. So you're a water baby. Yeah, I'm a water baby too. I'm a water baby too. But I'm July. Okay. I'm a July water baby. So I'm the cardinal sign. So I know about emotions. Okay. I know about the moon, the phases of the moon at times dictating. Yes. It's like I'm constantly fighting myself. Yes. And you know what? Crab. I often make a joke about this because I'm one of the signs that can deal with the Scorpio in that, that Scorpio got that stinger. The Scorpio and the crab is the only one that have the hard shell and the pinchers. So you can try to stab me all you want. All you're gonna do is end up breaking your pincher off. You see, your stabber off. You see what I'm saying? Because we both have the hard shell and the pincher. So as water babies, we have to remember that, you know, the phases of the moon can dictate our different emotional senses, but we have to keep cool heads like the water. Yes, very misunderstood. But you have to keep the cool head. Okay, you have to keep your ori cool. You have to keep the cool head. So, uh, so on this Shabbat, as we continue to move forward through the Shabbat, you've seen the sun has gone down for me, which means that the Shabbat have officially begun. There are others in the world right now who are in the Shabbat right now. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom. Remember to do good always. Pray without ceasing. Okay, Queen Sister Carly, you can go back to the beginning of this live stream and you can catch up. We're talking about how people hate you for doing good. Okay, people hate you for doing good. And I'm not talking about materialistically and none of that. I'm talking about doing good from a righteous standpoint, being a good woman, being a good man, doing the right thing when wrong is all around you, doing the right thing when people verbally and mentally and spiritually attack you, and not allowing your heart to get cold or shut down, not allowing your mind to get bitter, moving forward with goodness, for goodness sake, for the most high sake, doing that righteous thing, regardless of your situation. Oh yeah, people gonna hate you for that because you're not folding and you're not succumbing to nastiness and wickedness as they had. They showed their hand. They showed what side of the ball that they're rocking with, what side of the fence they're rocking with, and they see you. And because you have chosen to do good, they have declared war on you, and you are their enemy daily. Their job is to trick you out of position daily. That's their job. And the more that they cleave unto wickedness, the more the devil can insert itself into them. The more the devil can seek to control their lives. And this is real talk. This energy is real. We covered we covered what what did we cover today? We covered Galatians. Let me see if I could hold on. I'm gonna turn on my truck real quick. Y'all hold on. We covered Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Do good, do good, and don't grow weary, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not. Okay? So these are the sorts of things that we have to remember as we move forward. Most high willing, I'll be back with another Shabbat lesson um, later on in the Shabbat. Um, if you saw in my community, I posted up about how certain members of the Illuminati, the righteous, have a ton of haters. And I love it and care less about the wicked naysayers. All praises to the Most High. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And There are a lot of individuals who are seeking to plot and plan on us, okay? But you don't worry about that. We read in the book of Psalms, what was that? Psalms chapter 5? Yeah, Psalms chapter 5. Read Psalms chapter 5. Amen, amen, and ashe. Love to all. Mantra, I come in peace, I stay in peace, and I leave in peace. I say this in threes. It works. Also, the power of prayer and positive affirmations 3 times. Yes, family. I want to talk about that. It's the Shabbat right now, so I don't want to get into selling my book or anything like that. And if what I say inspires you to buy the book, then please wait till after the Shabbat. But in my book, I talk about mantras, and all of my mantras are spiritually based. And I have a section called What to Say and How Not to Say It. Okay? What to say and how not to say it. And it's a series of mantras that will speak goodness and increase and abundance into our lives versus pushing increase and abundance away from us. Okay? Thank you, family, but please, please don't purchase it today. Today is the Shabbat, so we're not to buy anything on the Shabbat, okay? We're not to purchase anything, and that's why I didn't want that statement to be misconstrued, okay? But please don't purchase it today. Please wait until after the Shabbat. And I thank you for your support. I truly do. Thank you so much, family. I truly do. I want us to adhere to the law, statutes, and commands, especially when you say you are being attacked at work. Your mantras are very good. I stay in peace. I come in peace. I stay in peace, and I leave in peace. That's why I like to say, blessings to you in your coming, blessings to you in your going. May you be a blessing to those who you meet, and may those who you meet be a blessing to you. Goodness flows through you, and goodness flows to you all the days of your life. May you receive the blessings and goodness of this realm and the blessings and goodness of the realm to come. Okay? And you can close that with Amen, Amen, Ashe. All of those mean the same. All of those mean the same thing. So be it. So may it be so. Okay? So I love you all to life. All of my brothers and sisters, please do not give up. Do not give in. We were born champions. We were made to win. Please remember this as we move forward. Please remember this as we go and do what we do. Blessings to you on this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbatah Shalom. I pray that all of us are moved in the path of righteousness for the Most High's sake. Okay? Continue to study this evening. Remember, your homework for Shabbat tonight is Psalm chapter 5. Psalm chapter 5 is the homework tonight. And as you speak that psalm, I want you to read it to yourself first, silently. Read it silently and feel the vibration, feel the spirit of that psalm course through you. Then speak it out loud. But when you speak it out loud and you utter it out loud, I want you to speak it from a first person perspective. Speak it from a first person perspective as if it is your true words, as if you wrote those words yourself. Speak it with passion. Speak it. And you will be speaking it as a prayer unto the Most High. Because that's what the Psalms are for. See, a lot of people like to keep the power of the Psalm to themselves. And they won't share the power of the Psalm. Excuse me. They won't share the power of the Psalm. Listen, the power of the Psalms is this, y'all. The Psalms were written from a first person perspective so that when we read the Psalm, we can read them as if they are our own words. This is why the Psalms are so special. The Psalms embody our deepest and truest thoughts. The Psalms were written in a way that they articulate words and emotions and feelings that we knew we felt, but we didn't really know how to articulate ourselves. So the more that you read the Psalms, the more you will be having that deep and desirous connection with the Most High. And the blessing about the Psalms is, you know how we can pray oftentimes and we can say many words that don't amount to anything. And the Most High asks us not to be speaking all sorts of words in prayer. Get straight to the point with the Most High. And the Psalms allow us to do that. And one thing about the Psalms that I love, especially, is that They are the words that the Most High has already ordained to be spoken back to the Most High. Okay? So you know when you say the Psalms, they're words that the Most High loves to hear. They're a bunch of key words. They're powerful words that the Most High loves to hear spoken. So you don't have to try to do the homework and try to identify how to connect with the Most High. It's already there for you. Just speak the Psalms and your prayer will be heard. Speak the Psalms and your prayer will be received. Speak the Psalms and your prayer will be answered. And that's what makes the Psalms so powerful. Okay? That's what makes them so powerful. And that's one of the reasons that I love the Psalms so much. But Psalms chapter 5 is your Sabbath homework for the evening. All right? Also, I want to make an announcement. I know Queen Sister Carly knows about the lunar Shabbat. Um, and some of you might also know about the lunar Shabbat as well. You don't get my notifications. Okay. Have you hit the bell? Have you hit the bell at the top where it's where notifications go? If you hit the bell, then you should receive notifications. But also keep in mind, I think that my channel has been shadow banned. Okay. I think my channel has been shadow banned. If you want to email me, family, and I'll put you on the email list. So before I go and I go live stream, I'll send the link to you so that you can have it. And I requested all notifications. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll have to email you, family. See, this is the thing. I think that YouTube has shadow banned my channel. My email is in the description on the channel, okay? I think that they shadow banned my channel. There's a number of supporters, but usually when I go live, the max that I see is maybe 10 people at any given time. Normally it's 5, like 3 to 5 people that join the live stream, or however many likes it is. So that'll be 6 today. So 6 people probably got access to the live stream. And my whole thing is this: I just love when the Most High uses me and puts the message out there through me. That's all I love. Whoever is led to the channel at that time, that's who I give thanks for. Okay? That's what keeps me going. I know some YouTubers get very discouraged. I know I used to get discouraged when one of my other channels was very low. Do you have a certain time you go live on certain days? Well, normally every day I seem to go live around 5 p.m. my time, that's central time. So on the West Coast, that would be 3 p.m. And on the East Coast, that's 6 p.m. Okay. But I go around 5 o'clock. But because they pushed the hour back, I need to start going live earlier so that we can have more daylight. Okay. So I'm working on that. So I'm going to be going live sooner so that more daylight is accessible to us in the future, especially Most High willing. But I think they shadow banned the channel. So most people don't get the notifications. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. When you feel it, just come to it. When you feel it, come to it. And if I hadn't gone live, the other thing they do is last night I did a live stream from this particular feature, from the screen share feature. I couldn't even access the live stream. Okay. I couldn't even access the live stream. And I couldn't share it to myself in order to post about it. So I don't know if yesterday's live stream is even up, but it's talking about Shanquella Robinson, who was killed in Mexico a few days ago by her friends. So I don't even know if that live stream went up. Today, I was able to share this live stream to myself before I went live so that afterwards, if YouTube plays around with it and doesn't post it immediately, I can still share the live stream in the community and everybody can access it that way, okay? So, yeah, family, it's a lot going on, but we're not going to give up. We're not going to give in. We was born champions. We was made to win. We are the children of the Most High, and we're going to keep on pushing forward, all right? Listen, it's your brother True Jew tapping in with you as the host of the Voice of Zion. You know I love y'all to life always. Please stay vigilant. Stay blessed in all that you do. Remember your homework is Psalm chapter 5, all right? Psalm chapter 5. Shabbat shalom to the saints. Shabbat shalom to all of those coming into the truth. Yes, RIP to our sister. Our condolences to our sister. She was young, full of life. Everyone said that she was a good woman, a good young woman, and she was taken out by people who had no love of the Most High and no love for life. Okay, and I mentioned some things in that live stream that have definitely ruffled some feathers in regards to our people, but everything I said is true. And you know, I got to give it to you raw and uncut. That's the only way I know how. But I do so in love. All right? I do so in love. So look, it's your brother Choo tapping in with y'all. Have a great evening. Shabbat Shalom. Most High Mama and Papa willing, I'll be back with another one that is the Father and the Holy Spirit. Okay? Okay, I'll watch. Thank you for all of your support, family. And until next time, gone. And I'm going to keep you in my prayers. I'm going to keep y'all in my prayers, okay? I'm going to keep y'all in my prayers. Good night, y'all.